Oh my goodness. Hello. Hello. Welcome.
Hi. Hi,
What?
everybody.
Oh, look, we have a special guest.
Special guest. It's
Welcome to
Mr.
VO Journey
Willie.
Academy Live. This is put on by VO Journey Academy. My name is Anthony,
I'm Gabby. This is Willie.
and that's Willie. And we are two voice actors and a dog.
Yeah.
That is right. How are you doing today? How's Willie doing?
He's good. He's good. He's got his donut of disappointment on because he's
Yeah.
trying to see. Look what they did to his feet. It's awful. These little incisions. I know you don't want me touching it. Okay, there
This
goes
ain't
that.
right.
All right, bye. He doesn't want anybody
Like, I don't want to be
touching
on the camera.
where they shaved
Ew.
his feet, so we had to put the donut on. But yeah,
Aw.
he's doing much better. Much better. Yeah.
I'm telling you. Well, it's good to see him. That was
Yeah.
good. Well, it's good to see everyone here. If you are hopefully just joining, getting on here, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button.
Indeed.
Hit the bell notification and do all that jazz.
Yeah.
So very excited. We have a very thrilling event coming up. First off, excuse me, I'm
Couple days away.
just been sick.
Same. I've got the
Yeah.
ick. I've got
Yeah.
the ick. There's no doubt about it. But
oh yeah, it's been bad. It's been bad. But we have a wonderful webinar coming up. And that's exciting on Saturday. And the name of the webinar is the Build Your 2026 Money Voice, the strategic planning workshop for voice actors. And really excited. We've got I had to tell you, we have at the moment 121 people have signed up for the webinar. So I'm posting the link there in the chat. It's free. And I'm really excited about it because we're going to really dive into our planning for 2026, getting back to the basics, getting back to your money voice, what is booking, honing in on tone. So if people want to kind of figure out what I'm talking about with money voice, it's kind of how I gave the name for what is my unique tone. Okay, what's my acting? What is the style, the tone that I use, or Gabby uses, whoever uses, that gets them hired the most?
Well,
okay,
I think it's such a critical topic because so many voice actors spend a huge amount of the time in our early years guessing. Right? It's a guessing game. And you go, wait a minute. I don't have to guess. I can cut that out and I can more effectively get to the heart of what's needed. Yes. For many of us, that's what it was. It was a guessing game. The guessing turned into strategy.
Yep.
The strategy took a long ass time, right?
Yes.
And then here we are. It's that whole, it took me 10 years to become an overnight success.
Yeah.
So this is something that can fast track the hell out of the process for you.
Absolutely. So today what I want to talk about is the first 3 seconds. All right. And I think that, we, which is very interesting because the first 3 seconds, this idea is now used everywhere. It's used to determine how far your social media posts go. It's it determines how many bookings we get. It determines how much we get opportunities. So what do I mean by the first 3 seconds? So as a casting director myself with Academy Voices, right, which is an incredible thing that we have at VO Journey Academy, and it's a place where you can get voiceover work, is that I go through and I listen. Let's say I've got 50 auditions to listen to.
Right.
I go through and basically sometimes it's 2 seconds, but I will listen and then I will go to the next one and I will go to the next one.
Right.
And I do not spend more than 1 to 3 seconds listening to an audio until the voice style strikes me as interesting, unique, different, something that I have in my mind, right? Something that is going to make me want to listen longer.
Yes.
Okay. So part of your money voice, your tone, right, is getting something that regularly gets people to listen past those 3 seconds. Gabby, I know you do a lot of work helping voice actors with auditions
Yeah.
and things like that.
Yeah.
What do you think about the first 3 seconds?
Man. It's nerve-wracking, right? I mean, for anybody, like, I mean, I remember the day when it was like, "Oh, oh, oh,
Coffee
oh."
time.
I remember the day when it was like 8 seconds, and then 8 seconds turned into 5 seconds, and now we're down to 3 seconds, and it's terrifying. But it's just that idea that as consumers, and I don't care what we're consuming, right? But as
Right.
consumers, that is how we are hardwired. Go to the grocery store, look for a particular item. 3 seconds is how long it takes you to take in your options and select one usually. 3 seconds is how long it takes you to go to a website and go, I don't think I want to work with these people, right? 3 seconds is how long it takes us to have an impression of a brand. And so when it comes to audio, yeah, 3 seconds. Like, we know that fast. Either I'm interested, and maybe it's not the final decision, right? But like, at
Right.
the very least, I'm interested in hearing more. Yeah.
Right,
So
exactly. Yeah.
so making sure that in those first 3 seconds, we are at the very least delivering something that is on trend and that is valuable to today's audience.
Right.
Critical. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think part of what we're that I love about VO Journey Academy is that we dive, it's an ongoing, it's a growing machine. I think what I mean by
Mhm.
that is that we're all of us as a community always trying to work hard to help each other grow in the moment right now.
Mhm.
Meaning, like, there are a lot of stuff, like I was saying some funny things that, like, when we were talking earlier in the week on the Money Voice, we talked about a lot of things are stuck in the 80s when it comes from, finding your truth. What's the, how do I feel, like
Yeah.
my performance, has to be this honest, real thing, and that's
Mhm.
an acting thing again. Then we talked about, the etymology of that from, Stanislavski and the method and all these types of things. But what is interesting to me is that, Stanislavski and all these acting coaches, it was about finding truth, but I argue the finding of the truth was really engineering the truth. You could
Mm.
call it, I've got to find, because when you say finding something, I always feel like, what does that mean? We lost it, or it's not, we don't have it. It's some, but you could just as easily say, I need to create it. I have to go on a journey in order to figure out what that is and what people are looking for,
Yeah.
and how I can then engineer that to offer it.
Yeah.
Right. And sure, maybe it's just a word play. Maybe it's whatever right now makes sense to us as opposed to what made sense to people then.
Yeah.
But for me, that's how it is. So, like, in VO Journey Academy, we really work on that because it's now, it's trending, it's what is happening today, and I like
Mhm.
that ability for us to do that.
Yeah.
So going further, I think, into your Money Voice, what real quick, by the way, if you're just coming in, make sure I posted earlier, hopefully you can see it. We have a webinar coming up this Saturday where we're going over this, and I'm putting
Deep
it
dive.
together with planning for 2026, because I don't know about you, but I want 2026 to be my best year ever. And I know all of us probably feel the same. And I think a lot of times we don't know how to plan
Mm.
for success. And I mean that nicely, right? Like, I'm not saying, but if you have you ever like have you ever stopped and thought, can I plan for success? Can I actually plan it? Can I actually
Oh.
conjure it up with a plan? Or is it just this magical thing that's going to hit me one day and I'm going to wake up and be like, there it is. There's success.
Oh,
Right?
that's
I
so
mean,
interesting.
is it
Yeah.
right? I mean, I've always thought, and of course there's, countless amounts of literature written on this topic.
Yeah.
But I do
Mm.
believe that, there is a plan. I liken it to the scientific method, right? Where, we have a plan, an idea.
Yep.
Uh, and or recipe, if you will.
Yep.
And there are variables that are attached to that. And, we take those variables, we experiment with them, we see what works, what doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the same, this even goes back to your money voice. And then we can plan that to say, simple plan to say, if I know I do 50 auditions over here, I get
Mm-hmm.
2 jobs. Well, then I know if I extrapolate that, I know I need, in order to get 4 jobs, I need to do 100 auditions,
Right.
and et cetera, right? So in some ways you can plan this, right? So anyways, yeah, so that's what I'm really excited about talking about on Saturday. And don't wait. I mean, we're not going to hit how many. We have like a 500 people limit, but we're definitely up there already. So we're getting closer to 150, which is exciting.
Which is going to make for, I think, a really, really impressive discussion and dive into this topic, and to see a lot of people's reactions and current situations. And Anthony, of course, your insights into it. It's going to be pretty rad.
I'm excited, and we've got a lot of people coming we've got some people coming to help. There's going to be a lot of people, but I think, Gabby, that's really cool, because that's so true. The conversation, we're all here trying to make this work.
Yeah.
And so much we don't get a chance to get together in groups like that and really have a good discussion without, some sort of underlying something, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think this is really going to be fun. We do have a question over here. From Just Colleen Podcast. Let's see. Question is, do you scan through to choose your 3 seconds at times? And I love this. So I will say, so what I do is I often do 3 takes, right? And I will determine, and it's based off of my feeling, is my background, everything, what I feel is the best take, and I will put that first. I will make sure that I put the very best thing that I feel goes first, even if I did that take and it was the last take.
Right.
I won't put it last, because I know, and this is another thing going to, by the way, this is another thing we get into the demos. I know that even with the demo, so many, I mean, and Gabby does a lot of demos, so Gabby can talk about this, but so many people coming in who do their own demos, or there's not experience, put their best work last.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm going to end strong.
Yeah,
and I'm like, no, you're not.
You don't get me wrong. I do believe there is definitely a good reason to say, I want to end strong, and I will support that, but you've got to finish stronger. Yeah.
So Colleen, that's what I do. I will take the best that I have, and I will put that first, even if I recorded it last. I will always make sure I put the best first, because I know that is key to winning the audition. Yeah.
For sure. I think everybody would agree with that. It really is, how do we get that best thing in front of them immediately? Yep.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
one of the reasons why slates have fallen out of fashion. Very few projects slate anymore, because the slate eats up a huge amount of said 3 seconds. So we, tend not to do them any longer unless they're being asked for.
Yeah, it really would be. I did think for a period of time I would record the screen when I was going through some auditions, but I decided not to, because this is real time people and stuff. But the point of trying to make to you is I literally go through. So the first thing is your audio, and I know we're not necessarily talking about that today per se, but your audio, that's a given. It has to be great. So, right. So like, we're talking about tone in your acting, and in order for your acting, your tone, your money voice to shine, your audio has to be exquisite. That's just a given. Okay.
Sure.
So a lot of people, unfortunately, don't pass that.
No.
A lot of people's audio. So that will, disqualify you immediately without even the acting part. Interestingly enough, the one thing that can get you past some of that is amazing acting, because you'll find some people who are like, wow, they're so good. Can I work with that if I put a little bit? Because most of us, because I'm an engineer as well. So because I do that, I'm like, can I, they're so good. Can I make it work? But then I got to think it's a lot of work on my, because we don't want to make more work for the people who are casting you. right? We want to make sure that they have like an ideal situation for a casting director or someone who's casting you or a client, is that all I have to do is tell them what I need. They send it to me and it is ready for me to use.
Yep.
I don't have to go back to them and about the audio
Yep.
and say something's wrong with his audio, something like, because we don't have time for that.
No,
we don't have time for that. So that's a very important part. But after that,
get your house in order.
Right. After that, I mean, I literally go through, I pull up one, I listen, pull up another one, I listen, pull up another one, I listen, and I'm just listening to, does the person know what they're doing? Meaning, like, do they sound confident? Again, this goes back to that money voice idea. What is your confident style that is going to sell me? Yeah. And I can hear it. We can hear it within the first couple of seconds. Okay.
Absolutely.
Confidence plays a big part of that.
Absolutely.
A big part of that. I've worked with a lot. I've listened to a lot of auditions now. And I have to say, sometimes some people audition there and they're timid in the beginning of the audition, or they're not sure about how to do it, or they change over the course of the audition and not on purpose.
Yeah.
So, like, there's a piece where the piece might call for a change, but I'm talking about people who
inconsistencies.
Are doing it right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so, these are all things that will plays a major role in you getting those 3 seconds listened to,
For
and
sure.
then getting hired, because oftentimes in a script. So this is another say I'm gonna tell you about. Oftentimes in a script, especially longer form scripts, the best part that you want people to hear is either halfway or towards the end of the audition script.
Yeah.
But yet they got to get past the first part in order to hear the end. So going back to Colleen, it could be an interesting way to take a script and you say, well, this end part of the script is the best. Maybe I'll put that first. I've had some people do that in the past, but I got to tell you, there's going to be sticklers out there who are like, follow directions, which I know Gabby's big on, right? So, like, if I hear that, I'm like, why did they do that? I'm thinking of why you did that instead of listening to your performance.
Right.
So, it is one of those things where, because I'll be like, and here's another thing too. I've had some people do some interesting things. They'll in their audition, they'll be like, make sure to listen to the end. I did some really cool stuff. And I had to tell you, I'm like, I am interested now, because I don't get that very often.
Interesting.
So I'm like,
okay.
I mean, people will try whatever. I'm such a goofball. For a period of time, because I was getting no callbacks or whatever before I found my money voice, and I literally would start, and I'm not kidding, Gabby, I would literally, like, soon as I would hit record, I'd be like, is anyone listening to this?
Oh my God.
If you are listening to this, no one ever sent me a message, but I was so frustrated, because I'm like, I don't even know if these people are even listening to my darn stuff.
That's so funny. Oh my gosh. See, and I'm so used to dealing with clients that would never, they're like, don't do that, don't mess with things. About the most I get away with is if the audition has 2 distinct scripts. Like I had one yesterday, day before, that was like a 30-second and a 60-second, and they wanted both scripts read as part of the audition. I'll reverse the order. I might put the 30 before the 60, just to be a little different in a way that's still okay. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. And I think Melissa brought up a good thing. I don't know if this what I think that, and that's what I'm really excited too about this weekend and a planning session, is because I think that what we're going to go over, there's going to be some handouts that you get to take some handouts with you too for, planning maps and things for 2026. And we'll go over that in the webinar. But it's so important to have an actual week-to-week, month-to-month plan, and based off of what we do, not a generic plan and what to come up with. Here's one other thing too I want to talk about. I think, and piggybacking off the money voice idea, but I was talking about this last night in our tech class. So, we have a home studio tech class and everything in the Voice VO Journey Academy. And we were talking about that. And I was talking about, which happened to veer off the subject because I never do that. And I started talking about, throughout my VO Journey career, I have found that the most successful times in my stint as a voice actor have been the times where I dialed in on the most important activities and focused 100% of my effort on those activities and blocked out the rest of the white noise that came around it. Because there's usually only 1 to 3 activities that are the most essential activities for your business to succeed. The rest of it is either necessary evils or situations that you have to do, but you don't, like they suck. But there are times where I'm like, squirrel, ooh, look at that. I'm like, I could build the next spaceship. I'm gonna work on that for another week. Like, what are we talking about? Just do an audition.
Oh,
Like,
I'm so guilty.
Like,
I'm so guilty.
I'm serious, like, I mean, like, I'm gonna be, I'm gonna invent, a new penicillin. I mean, it's just I go to the crazy things happen, and you lose track of the 1 to 3 things you must do every single day. And planning, having a written out plan that you stare at. When I was in my other studio, I got chalkboard paint and I painted it on my wall and I wrote down with chalk, which is kind of cool, by the way. And so every time I came in, I saw it. And I had on there, and it was a checklist with chalk, and these are the 3 things you have to do today, no matter what. And I look back on it. I do not have a chalkboard wall in here. It's not what's upsetting me. I could put it right over here too. I'm looking at my side. But anyways, the point I'm making is that you have to do these things, because if you don't, we wake up one day being like, what happened?
Right.
What happened? What led us here? And this is real for all of us. We all go through this, no matter whether you're just starting or whether you've been doing this for umpteen years, right, Gabby?
Absolutely.
I mean, it's
yeah. Absolutely. And we internalize. That's the worst part. We are so bad. We internalize. Oh my God, I just realized what time it is. But we internalize. We blame it on ourselves. I'm not good enough. My acting sucks. Right. And it's like, stop it. Stop that. Because that is defeat. That is the road to a spiral that you may not recover from. Instead, it is more about the mapping, the planning, the analytical side of things, and saying, how do I turn the tide?
Yeah. I'm so excited about this Saturday, and I hope to see everybody there. And I think we've hit our time.
We have.
Because I get going and I don't stop.
It's okay.
Thank you for the indulgence. Everybody, make sure again you check out. Let me. There we go. Oh wait, no. What is that? Oh, that's just a link to this YouTube show. So don't click on that one.
Nope, not that one.
Or you're going to be like, what is going on here? I was going to post the link again here is the correct link for the webinar.
Excellent.
So make sure you sign up for the webinar. It's free. It's really exciting. Remember, it's about finding going deep diving into your money voice and also planning. I mean, I think the planning aspect is so vital for our success for 2020. It really is. And we're going to have an incredible community there to do it together. So, all right, gang, you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, right? Gosh,
we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, see you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Goodbye. Bye. Goodbye. Goodbye.